Mia whispered. Tyler. Chris pulled out his phone and searched the house's listing. The reviews were 5 stars. Peaceful. Cozy. But when he searched deeper, an old article popped up. Local teen missing after weekend trip, last seen at Forest Cabin Rental. Tyler. Same house. Same layout. Gone. Jordan stood up. Okay, we're leaving. Now. They started packing. But when Mia opened the front door, it was gone. The road. Vanished. Nothing but trees in every direction. Even the car was missing. Lexi dropped the guest book. When it hit the floor, it flipped to a new page. Today's date. And beneath it, for names. Mia. Jordan. Chris. But only one name was written in red. She stepped back. What does that mean? Jordan tried to stay calm. It's just a prank. Some weird joke. Then the chair upstairs creaked again. But no one was up there. They listened. Slow footsteps across the floor above. The sound of the guest book closing, by itself. And a soft voice, not theirs. One of you stays. Chris backed toward the wall. There has to be a way out. Mia turned to him. There is. Everyone looked at her. She was staring at the guest book. One name in red. Lexi's. She said it again, her voice hollow. There's always one who stays. For that night, no one spoke much. They barely ate. They sat in the living room, surrounded by their bags, phones fully charged but stuck on no signal. No maps. No calls. No help. The forest outside was darker than usual. The kind of dark that didn't feel natural, like it was swallowing the house whole. Lexi sat near the fire, hugging her knees, eyes locked on the stairs. The upstairs door hadn't creaked since sunset. Almost like it was waiting. Jordan tried to act brave. Let's just stick together. No one goes off alone. We wait until sunrise, then we try the trail on foot. Mia nodded, but her voice was low. If there is a sunrise. Chris forced a laugh. Come on, don't say stuff like that. The lights flickered. Twice. Then out. Total darkness. Lexi grabbed the flashlight. Clicked it on. Nothing. The beam worked, but it showed more than they wanted. A handprint. On the inside of the living room window. Well, still fresh. Chris stepped back. Nope. That wasn't there before. Another print appeared. Then another. One by one. Forming a line. Like something was circling the house. Then the sounds began again. The chair creaking. The footsteps above. And something new, whispering. But this time, it was saying a name. Over and over. She froze. No, she whispered. No, it's not me. I didn't open the door. I didn't. The guest book flipped open on its own. Jordan moved toward it slowly. This time, the page showed a new sentence. She hears us. Suddenly, a loud bang from the basement door. Everyone jumped. Chris whispered, basement? There is no basement, Mia said. That door was locked when we got here. It wasn't anymore. It stood wide open. Pitch black below. A staircase leading into the earth. Lexi's eyes were wide. She was hearing something none of them could. A voice. Calling softly from below. Please, help me. It sounded like a child. She started walking toward it. Jordan grabbed her. Lexi, don't. I know that voice, she whispered. It sounds like my little brother. But your brother's alive, Mia said. He's not here. Lexi didn't stop. Not anymore. And with that, she stepped into the dark. The flashlight flickered on for just a second. And what it showed wasn't Lexi anymore. It was something wearing her face. Then the door slammed shut. And the whispering stopped. For the silence after the basement door slammed was worse than the screams. No footsteps. No creaking. Just stillness. Mia stared at the door. Her voice shook. She's still down there. Chris stepped back. No, that wasn't Lexi anymore. Jordan was pacing, breathing hard. We can't just leave her. But we didn't bring her down there, Chris said. It did. Mia picked up the flashlight again. The guest book lay open on the floor. She hesitated, then turned the page. More writing had appeared. Only 2 words. Too late. Intinuik. Fresh. Scratching across the page in real time. They watched, horrified, as a message wrote itself. She let us in. Jordan shouted. This doesn't make sense. This house, this thing, what does it want from us? The house answered. All the lights snapped on at once, but every bulb burned with a deep red glow. The rocking chair upstairs started again. Slower now. But it was supposed to be the perfect weekend. No work, no noise, just fresh air and friends. 4 of them, Mia, Jordan, Lexi, and Chris, packed into one car, laughing, music blasting, heading to a quiet Airbnb deep in the woods. The photos looked amazing. A big wooden house, far from the city. No neighbors, just trees. Exactly what we need, Mia said, smiling. They arrived just before sunset. The house stood tall at the end of a dirt road. Old, but beautiful, like something from a postcard. But the moment they stepped out of the car, it felt wrong. Too quiet, no birds, no wind, just stillness. Chris laughed it off. We've officially left civilization. Lexi didn't laugh. She kept glancing at the upstairs window. I swear, I just saw someone move. But the house was supposed to be empty. Jordan unlocked the door with the code the host had sent. They walked in dragging bags, still joking. Inside it smelled like wood and dust. Cozy but old. There was a welcome note on the table. Handwritten. Enjoy your stay. Don't go upstairs after dark. They all stared at it. Jordan raised an eyebrow. Weird joke. Probably just some Airbnb quirk, Mia said, trying to shake it off. They explored the place. Living room, kitchen, 2 bedrooms downstairs. A narrow staircase going up, but the upstairs hallway was dark. No one went up. Not yet. That night, they made dinner, played cards, and laughed. The kind of laughter that fills a room and makes you feel safe. No, the power flickered. Just for a second. Then footsteps. Above them. Slow, heavy. Everyone froze. Chris whispered, "Did someone go upstairs?" No one answered, because they were all right there in the room. Mia grabbed a flashlight. The power was back, but now no one was smiling. They climbed the stairs together. The hallway was colder. 2 doors. One open, empty. The other? Like bolted shut from the outside. Lexi leaned in listening. A soft sound, like breathing. On the other side, they all backed away. Jordan laughed nervously. Maybe it's just the wind. Lexi didn't answer. She was staring at the welcome note again. The words had changed. Now it said, "You opened the door." But they hadn't. Not yet. And still, something upstairs was waiting. The next morning was quiet. Too quiet. No birds. No breeze. Just a thick, heavy silence hanging over the house. Mia was the first one up. She moved through the kitchen, rubbing her eyes, reaching for coffee, until she noticed the front door. Wide open. She frowned. It was locked last night. She remembered Jordan checking it twice. She stepped outside calling, "Guys? Did someone go out early?" No answer. She turned back toward the house, and that's when she saw it. Footprints. In the dirt. Bare feet. Leading away from the house, and then suddenly stopping. No return tracks. Just a trail that ended in the middle of the path. She backed inside quickly, locking the door. The others woke up one by one, groggy and confused. Chris stretched. "We partying again tonight?" Mia cut him off. "Who left the door open?" Blank stares. "No one," she asked again. Jordan shook his head. I didn't even get out of bed. Lexi looked down, her voice soft. It wasn't any of us. Then she pointed to the hallway, to the stairs. The door upstairs, the one that was bolted shut, was now slightly open. Chris stepped forward. Might have been open all along. Lexi didn't move. It wasn't. Jordan grabbed the flashlight again. Okay, let's just check it. Make sure no one's messing with us. They went up, slowly. Every step creaked louder than the last. The hallway was cold again. The kind of cold that feels like it's breathing. They reached the door. It was open just enough to see inside, just a sliver. Jordan pushed it. It swung open with a long, low creak. Inside was a small room. Empty, except for an old wooden rocking chair, facing the wall. Mia whispered, "Why lock this room?" Chris stepped in first. "It's just a room." Then the chair moved, by itself. Just a little. A gentle rock. But no one touched it. Jordan backed out. "Nope. I'm done." Lexi pointed again, to the floor. A deep scratch. Not from a shoe. Not from furniture. A claw mark. Across the wood. Then Mia saw something even worse. On the inside of the door they just opened. Scratched into the wood, over and over again. "Let me out." That night, no one slept easy. Because the door didn't stay shut anymore. And every few hours they heard it creak. Open. The next morning felt off. Everyone looked tired. Quiet. No one had really slept. Not with the upstairs door creaking open every few hours. Not with the soft footsteps pacing above them. But something else had changed. Lexi was staring at the coffee table. Did anyone write in this? She held up an old leather book, the guest log. They hadn't noticed it before. Jordan took it, flipping through pages. The first few were normal. Great stay. Beautiful home. Perfect weekend getaway. Then, they started to change. We heard breathing at night. There's someone upstairs. Do not open the door. And then, a name. Tyler. I'm still here. But then a loud thud. From the basement door. Then again. Then 3 fast bangs. Something was coming up. Mia grabbed the doorknob, tried to hold it shut. But it didn't move. The door wasn't trying to open. It was breathing, like the wood itself was alive. Chris backed into the wall. This place is feeding off us. Jordan turned to him. What are you talking about? He pointed at the guest book. It knew Lexi's name. It wrote it in red. It marked her. They all looked down at the book. Now there were 3 names left. Mia, Jordan, Chris, and now. Chris was written in red. He stepped back. No, it's not me. I didn't do anything. The basement door creaked open again. This time, the steps were slow, climbing up one by one. Chris screamed, backing into the hallway. He turned to run, and the front door swung open. Outside wasn't the forest anymore. It was a hallway, a copy of the house. Twisted, endless, walls that moved, shadows that watched. Chris turned to the others, eyes wide, but something grabbed him, yanked him out. Gone. The door slammed shut, and this time it locked itself. Only Mia and Jordan were left. 2 names, one in black, one in red, and upstairs, the rocking chair had stopped, because someone, or something, had finally stood up. Mia and Jordan didn't speak. They just stared at the door Chris had vanished through, now solid, silent, like it had never opened at all. No sign of him. No sound. Just that thick, choking air, like the house was holding its breath. Mia slowly picked up the guest book again. Now only 2 names were left. Jordan, Mia. And this time, the name in red had changed. Jordan. He shook his head. No. It's playing with us. Trying to split us up. Mia whispered, It's not a game. They sat close together, backs against the wall, trying to think, to breathe. Then something flickered in the corner. A small blinking red light. Mia stood up, walked slowly toward it. Behind the air vent in the corner of the room, a tiny camera. She reached in and pulled it out. A wireless motion cam. Still warm. Still recording. Jordan found a small box hidden under the TV. A DVR. He hooked it up. Turned on the screen. The footage played in grainy black and white. At first, just them, unpacking, laughing. Then the first night. The door creaking. The footsteps. But there was something else. Someone, or something, was walking the halls at night. So, shadowy. Face blurred by static. And it always stopped by the guest book. Each time throat. And each time, one of their names turned red. Jordan's hands were shaking. Then came the clip from just hours ago. Lexi walking into the basement. And behind her, for a split second, a face. Smiling. Too wide. Too wrong. Not human. Mia hit pause. She couldn't watch anymore. What is this place? Jordan looked pale. It's not haunted. Mia turned. What do you mean? It's not a ghost. It's something else. It wants us here. Just then, the upstairs floor creaked again. One step, then another. Something was coming down. Jordan grabbed the flashlight. It flickered again, barely holding on. They backed toward the kitchen, but the hallway behind them stretched. Longer than it should be. Like the house was changing shape. The guest book slid off the table on its own. Pages flipping wildly until it landed on a page they hadn't seen before. A final message. Only one can check out. Then, a scream. Not from outside. From the TV. The footage was still rolling, now showing live. It showed Jordan and Mia, right now, from above. Like something was watching them through the ceiling. Mia looked up. So did Jordan. Then the camera cut to black. And from upstairs, a voice whispered, "Jordan, time to go." Jordan froze. He didn't blink. He didn't breathe. Because the voice that called his name was his mother's. But his mother had died 3 years ago. Mia reached for his arm. "Jordan, don't listen to it." But he was already moving. Slowly, like in a trance. Step by step toward the stairs. "No," Mia said. "Please don't go up there." He turned to her, eyes glassy. "She sounds real." "That's not her," Mia whispered. "It's using her voice." He took another step. The upstairs hallway was dark. Deeper than night. Like it went on forever. Mia stood at the bottom, watching him disappear into the shadows. "Jordan," she whispered, tears in her throat, "you're not the red name anymore." That made him stop. "What?" She held up the guest book. It had changed. Both names were now red. Mia. Jordan. And underneath, a new line in blood-red ink. "Only one can leave." Jordan's face twisted. "It's making us choose. The last name has to be written." Mia nodded. "It wants one of us to stay." They stood there, frozen between floors. Neither speaking. Then Jordan whispered, "I'm not leaving you." She shook her head. "Don't say that." "I mean it," he said. "You've got people waiting for you. A life. His voice cracked. "I don't even know who I am anymore. This place, it already has me." Mia stepped up one stair. "Don't talk like that. We can fight it. Together." Then came the sound. Heavy footsteps. Charging down the hallway above Jordan. Not walking, running. Jordan turned and shouted, "Mia, go!" She screamed, "I know." But it was too late. Something hit him from the dark. Dragged him back. His scream echoed, bounced down the walls, and then silence. Just like Chris. Gone. Mia stood alone. The house exhaled. Lights flicked back to normal. The hallway shortened. The doors returned. Everything looked peaceful again. But Mia didn't feel peace. She opened the guest book one last time. All names now black. Except hers. Mia. Still in red. And next to it, a final message. "You survived. For now." Behind her, the front door creaked open. The road was back. The car was parked. The forest looked normal again. But Mia didn't move. Because deep down she knew. This wasn't over. It never is. Not in a house that remembers. Mia walked out the front door. The sunlight hit her face, soft, golden, almost too perfect. The car was right where they left it. She didn't question it. She just got in and drove. The gravel crunched under the tires. The trees looked still, quiet. But as she drove farther, something felt wrong. Her GPS blinked on, no signal. Her phone battery, 100%, dropped to 3% instantly. The road behind her? Gone in the rearview mirror. Just trees. Thick and endless. She pressed the gas harder. No turns. No signs. No exit. Just this one road stretching forward forever. After what felt like hours, she saw it. A gas station up ahead. Well, like it hadn't been touched in decades. She pulled in fast, slammed the car door, and ran inside. A man stood behind the counter, reading a newspaper that looked yellowed with time. He looked up slowly. "You're from the house, ain't you?" Mia froze. "You know about it?" she asked. He nodded. "People rent it every year. Some leave. Most don't." She stepped back. "Why don't you stop it?" He looked at her with dead, tired eyes. "You can't stop something that wants to be found." Mia's voice cracked. "What is it?" He didn't answer right away. Instead, he slid a small box across the counter. A guest book. Exactly like the one in the house. Her hand trembled as she opened it. Inside, pages and pages of names. Some scratched out, some stained, and some still read. She found hers. Yeah, survived, temporary. Below that, a note written in the same strange, inhuman handwriting. She left. But the house came too. Mia looked up. The lights in the gas station flickered. The clerk was gone. The windows now showed the forest again. Not the road. Not the sun. Just the same twisted trees from before. And outside, parked by the pump, the house. Impossible. Windows. Porch. Sitting where her car had just been. As if it had followed her. Because Mia didn't escape. She just brought it with her. And somewhere deep inside, she could already hear it. That familiar sound. The rocking chair. Creaking. Waiting. Mia backed away from the gas station window, her breath catching in her throat. The house was sitting right there, where her car had been. Same porch. Same broken window. Same feeling, like the air around it was alive. "No," she whispered. "This isn't real." She turned and ran to the door. But it wouldn't open. She pounded on it. Screamed. No one came. Then the lights flickered again. And for just a second, the gas station wasn't a gas station anymore. It was the living room. Same wallpaper. Same couch. Same guest book on the table. The illusion dropped back into place. Gas station lights humming like static. Mia stumbled back, bumping into the counter. The guest book was still there. Only now, it had a message on the last page. Final choice coming. She turned slowly. The house door opened on its own. Inside was her brother, standing on the porch. He looked just like he did when they were kids. Same hoodie, same shy smile. "Mia," he said softly, "you can end it." Her eyes filled with tears. "You're not him." He didn't answer. Instead, he pointed to the open door behind him. "You can stop the house. You just have to finish the book." Her voice trembled. "What does that mean?" She shook her head. "I didn't choose any of this. I didn't write anyone's name." He stepped closer. "But now you can." The guest book snapped open on the counter beside her. A blank line at the very bottom. Waiting. Then a pen appeared. Silver. Ice cold. Her brother's voice came again, softer now. "Write someone's name, or the house keeps feeding." Mia stepped back. "No. There has to be another way." The lights began to dim. From outside, the trees groaned, bending toward the building like they were alive, watching, listening. The walls of the gas station warped, stretched. Time was running out. Then another message formed in the book, this one written in blood-red strokes, wild and fast. "Write or stay." The pen rolled toward her hand. She looked down, then back up. Her brother was gone. Only the house remained. Silent. Still. And behind her, the guest book waited. One line left. One final choice. And the house was hungry. Mia stood over the book. One blank line. One pen. One impossible choice. The house outside was silent now. No creaking, no whispers, no movement. But that silence wasn't peace. It was pressure. Waiting. Watching. Wanting. The page before her pulsed slightly, like a heartbeat. She held the pen, hand trembling. Write a name, and you walk free. Don't, and you stay forever. Her name would be next. The book knew it. The house knew it. Her fingers tightened. She thought about Chris. About Lexi. About Jordan. Could she write her own name? Would that stop it? She raised the pen, slowly, toward the final line. And suddenly, a flash of memories hit her. The laughter. The road trip. The promise. Let's get away for the weekend. And then, the screams. The fear. The loss. This place had taken everything. No more. She slammed the pen down, not to write, but to snap it in half. No, she said aloud. I'm not playing your game. The guest book burst open. Pages whipped by like a hurricane. Names flying, ink burning red, letters rearranging. Then everything went dark. Pitch black. Like someone turned off the world. And in that void, the house spoke. Not with a voice. Not with sound. But inside her head. Then stay. Suddenly, Mia opened her eyes. She was standing in the living room of the Airbnb. Same couch. Same table. Only now, no guest book. No blood. No red ink. Just a welcome basket and a key. The sun was shining through the windows. Birds chirping outside. Normal. Too normal. She walked outside. Her car was there. Her phone had signal. It was like none of it ever happened. So, as she got in the car and started the engine, she looked in the rearview mirror. And in the upstairs window of the house, a face watched her. Her face. But it didn't blink. Didn't move. Just smiled. Unnatural. Like it was still waiting. Because the house didn't need her to choose anymore. It had already taken something from her. And now, it was wearing her. As Mia drove away, the real one trapped inside screamed. But no one could hear her. Because the house never lets you go. Not fully. Not forever. For